Blue, what do we think of the coffee table? You think that needs to be changed too? Alright, man, say less. Let's do it. Alright, man. Glad we got that done, right? So here we have an Amazon's coffee table. It's got a nice little modern industrial farmhouse look to it. It's got some normal fake material on here. I don't know. But I like the metal. I don't like how dark it is. So we're changing that out, obviously, as you saw in the clip. And then we are going to make a brand new top. So let's get this current top and all this stuff on here off. All right, so the easy part's done. Now let's get this thing sprayed up. We're gonna go with an Ocean Mist spray from Rust-Oleum. Let's see. Let me grab the can. All right. Yes, Ocean Mist. So again, coastal vibes are the vibes, guys, for 2022. Nice beach house relax. So we are gonna get this sprayed up, and then we'll get into making a tabletop. Alright, so as you can see here, we are now evenly sprayed. Again, you saw me take a mini paint roller just with a cheap brush, and I made sure any runs were rolled out, and then I just went over everything with a very light second coat. And as you can see here, we have everything sprayed up nice and evenly. So now let's get going on our tabletop. Alright, so the plan for this tabletop was always to have it be kind of pieced together, because I just feel like modern rustic and both coastal kind of have that same aesthetic of things pieced together. It's just the color choices are very different. So I'm going to be using a bunch of these different scrap 2x6s that I have. We got some cedar, some beat up 2x4, some clean 2x4. And I think with all these pieces being cut to size, we'll be able to get the dimensions I want, which is 28 inches wide by 45 inches long. So that's going to be the new tabletop dimensions. So now what we need to do is get all these pieces to the correct length. So let's get to cutting. Alright, so as you can see, here is our mock-up of our tabletop. I actually changed my mind and cut these to 46 inches, and the reason why is because we're obviously going to glue these up. Ideally, everything's going to be perfectly aligned, but at the off chance there's not, we'll be able to have that leeway of a ½ inch on each end to cut off to get us to that 45 inches that we're looking for. And then right now, the way the measurement stands, it's actually pretty much 29 inches in terms of the width. However, I'm going to be using my jointer here to clean up our edges for our glue up so we have a good solid hold. But before I run these edges through the jointer, I think what I'm going to do is run this through my planer so that we get everything nice and even and have a good level surface to work off of. As I'm sure you saw from that last clip, I had the easiest time with this glue up. Anyways, I did not, but here we are. We got it all figured out. This method did not work. I definitely recommend you getting a wood glue roller. They do make those. I had one, but I was kind of trashed and I couldn't use it anymore. But under normal circumstances, that's what I would have used instead of a rolling brush. Obviously, as you saw, make sure your clamps are underneath your tabletop. I went over this many times with more glue to get as many of the cracks filled as I could. It's dried overnight, so now we are going to take it out of the clamps and I'm going to trim up my edges like I said. I'm going to go off my shortest point, which is this board, about 1/4 of an inch in, mark the line, make my cut with my circular saw, and then from that new line that I'll have, or that new edge I'll have, I'm going to measure out to 45 inches down here, and I'll make my trims down there so that our pieces are nice and even on both ends. And then we are going to go over this with a belt sander to get any and all raises and grooves out. And then we'll get this all prepped up and sanded and get it ready to stain. So we are in the basement now. We are getting ready to seal this bad boy up with some polyurethane. I'm going to start with the bottom first because I don't have that much poly left in this can. So I'm going to get my first coat on here and probably only do the one coat. Obviously it's not going to be exposed by a lot, or exposed to a lot of people or drinks or anything like that. So I'm not too worried, but I do want to get at least one coat on the bottom. And then on the top we're going to do 2 to 3 coats to make sure it's super protected and super smooth. For the sanding, after I did all the belt sanding, I did sand with my Orbitals hand sander. For the bottom, I took it to 60 grit, 80 grit, then 150 grit. And then on the top, I did 60, 180, or 60, 80, 120, 150, 220, 320, 400. So the top's gonna have the 400. So it's ultra smooth. Here we only took it to the 150. But yeah, so that's the game plan. We're gonna get one coat on the bottom, go get more, flip it, do 2 to 3 coats on the top, and then we'll just have to assemble this all back together. So it's gonna be pretty sweet, pretty straightforward. I'm looking forward to it. We're almost at the finish line, and you will see me when I'm putting this back together because doing the poly is pretty boring. So, oh, what the? My glass has betrayed me. Anyways, see you there. And that's going to be the end of this video, guys. The coastal conversion for the upstairs of this house is going great. I'm really happy with how this coffee table turned out. Restoration Hardware, watch yourself. I'm coming for the crown. But yeah, so pretty easy, pretty straightforward. I hope you learned something from it. If you liked the video, please leave a like. It helps the channel out a ton. Comment down below what you think. What can I do better? Let me know. I love to learn. And then don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We are trying to hit 500 subscribers. That is the goal for 2022. And yeah, we're going to make it happen. So don't forget to have a great day or night. Don't forget to keep God number one. God bless.